Morning. Welcome to the Environment and Community Services Committee. Gee, that's loud. I probably don't need a mic at the best of times. For December, last one for the year. I'd like to show respect and acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land of Elders, past, present and future, on which this meeting takes place. Do we have any applications for attending meeting via video link?
Nil, Madam Chair.
Thanks, Neil, for that. Any apologies?
Nil apologies.
No apologies. Any disclosures of interest?
I do have
one. Would you like to read that out, please?
I do have one from Councillor McPhee in regard to item ECSC 12.4 DA for 49 Gundy Road. She's declaring a pecuniary and significant interest as she is the owner of the property, and she will leave the room when that one is discussed.
Thank you, Mr. GM. No public participation, definitely not site inspections, business items, development environment, committee reports. First one is ECSC 12.1, development application 85-2023, storage shed on page 3. Do we have a mover for this recommendation? Okay, move Councillor McPhee, second, I can't see a thing, I'll forget your name, Rob. Councillor Campbell. Any discussion? All those in favour? Against? Carried. Okay, the draft Upper Hunter land use strategy on page 30. And it is to endorse the draft Upper Hunter land use strategy and place the draft Upper Hunter land use strategy on public exhibition for a period of 28 days. Receive a further report following the public exhibition. So it will go on public exhibition, which then we can respond to as well. But do we have a mover for that recommendation? Move Councillor McPhee. Second, Councillor Campbell. Put your thing up. Any discussion on that?
Yeah, if
Yes,
I may,
Councillor Campbell.
thank you, Councillor Watts. I'm glad that other people have a similar problem that I have at times and get a bit mixed up. However, yeah, look, I certainly haven't read right the way through it, but am I correct in saying that this is basically the same as what we had before? It's updated, and if so, what is the exact 144 page? I'd like to read. What changes have been made?
Thank you. Through the chair. We've got, it is a very similar document. It's got updated population, demographic, economic forecasts, some extra tie-ins to regional policy and strategy developments. Again, with other public documents, they've incorporated a range of tie-ins, references to public and private sector investments. And the Upper Hunter employment land strategy and council's position statement on coal and seam gas and the strategic plan for the airport. So just some minor amendments that reflect various strategies and statutory documents.
Happy with that, Councillor Campbell? The only thing, I think the wording is very laid back, I suppose, is what I would say. And I know it is a strategy. I just sometimes wonder if we could put stronger words in there, or is that not the place to, especially around when I was reading around the community stuff. It's kind of like, I acknowledge, I will get you an example. And it probably can't be changed because it is a strategy and it's put into place. But when it's talking about, let me just find, I should have had it written there. It's just like, we will advocate, we will increase, we will provide. You know what I mean? All those, is there a stronger language that can go around that? Or is that the norm because that is what we do?
I think for a high level strategy like this, Madam Chair, you probably can't get down to specifics. When we get
Mm.
down to the actual action plans and some of the actual instruments that will sit below this, they will be
Stronger.
probably tighter wording and have a more direct emphasis on the actual actions that we're undertaking. But at a high level, it's probably difficult to specifically identify those exact actions.
Yeah, I understand that. I thought that was the case. I mean, we get down and when we do those other documents, so it'll be more intense, I suppose the wording would be. Okay, thank you. Anything further on that from the? No, you can't, you can't talk. Councillor McPhee.
I'd just like to note that in regards to population growth, it's stated here quite clearly, and I think it's something to mention that it's very unpredictable. But we also need to make sure that we have the infrastructure with a view that we will actually be growing in this space.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if I may,
Yes,
Madam
Councillor
Chair. Yeah, look, that's been something that that does concern, I think, all councils and especially our council is the infrastructure. Now, how are we going to get these? If we have the increase in population, which is going to be great for all the towns of the Upper Hunter, they will all benefit in some way. What about the infrastructure? All of these things, and also with the sewerage of upgrade plant of Scone, it's not coping really with the present population. If we get some other increases in our population, how are we going to cope with these things? Is this something we can do, or can government provide that, or do we have to lobby government to get those things in order?
Yeah, through you, Madam Chair. First of all, this is the strategy document around where we want to see land development for the future. So it's a high level document. Obviously, you're right. We need to consider what the infrastructure needs are as part of that. As land is developed, the developer is responsible for developing the infrastructure within their development. So that's the first key aspect, is that the developer wears the cost. In addition to that, the developer is charged developer contributions for that load that he places on the existing network. So we do recoup some developer contributions through developers to address that. So that's the second tranche. The third is that we need to continue, and we have been doing this for a number of projects, continue to lobby the state government for upgrades to water and sewage plants, because they are aging. They were originally funded through government grants. There is an expectation that the community can't afford that on its own, and there will be some sort of continued government subsidy towards that. So that's the third part of the equation.
Thank you, Councillor Campbell. Thank you, Mr. GM. All in favour? Against? Carry. ECSC 12.2 is a development application number 63, 2023, subdivision of one lot into two lots on page 144. Do we have a mover? Councillor McPhee, second Councillor Campbell. Any discussion? All those in favour? Against? Carried. Councillor McPhee will leave the room. Shut the door yourself. ECSC 12.4 is development application 140, 2023 for a carport, patio cover and screened enclosure. And I have a mover. Can I second that?
Yeah.
I'll second that application. Any discussion?
No, only the fact that I think it's a very good thing, and also I think we should make note and commend Councillor McPhee for actually putting it through, because probably it didn't need to go through, but she wanted to make sure that everything was clear and above board to anybody. And I think it's great that she has done that and moved to cover council in any way. I am very happy to move the recommendation.
Okay, all those in favour? Against? Carried. Someone like to get Councillor McPhee for me? That development application went through as written in the paper. Computers just decide to stop for a minute. Oh, that's the end of our meeting. Thank you all for attending. We'll see you in January. Have a Merry Christmas.